Hello, everyone, and welcome to Seaview Quantum Network. I'm your presenter, Daniel, and I'm here with producer Claudia Pareco. Our opening song features Sunset Serenade by Cyclone. Albums and singles are available in all music stores and platforms. A moment of your time is one of the most extraordinary gifts we could ever be given. Each week, we create a place for you to rest your heart by providing the platform for peaceable connection to the most gifted lightworkers, intuitives, alternative healers who will surprise you with something different, something outside of what's expected, innovative and unique. Our shows are held on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern U.S. time and 9 a.m. Pacific time. At any moment to participate on our shows, please call 805-830-8344 and press 1 to talk with the host. Take My Call. At any moment before or during the show, you can opt for Take My Call and jump the long line of callers. We are now following the pay what you can business model. You pay what you feel our services are worth to you. You can send a payment using paypal.me/PURECO and add the amount that you want. To request a show, please write to Claudia Pareco at cview1111@gmail.com or visit our website, cview1111.net. Now, close your eyes and get in touch with the present, the only reality. Feel your body, feel your breath, and let it drift back to the present moment.
Danny, and welcome everybody. Being in a state of joy, vitality, and good fortune has everything to do with getting in rhythm of divine alignment. You are listening to Seaview 2023, Seeking Divinity with Sati Chappell. If you're not in alignment, you are not in integrity with yourself, which makes life feel hard, uncomfortable, and exhausting. But during this show, may the stirring of life underground steer new dreams into life within you. May the flames of inspiration and new growth be igniting within your being. This is an invoke blessing. And thank you, blessings to everybody to be here. We are on our second month of Seeking Divinity with Sati Chappell. As a medium, Sati is able to raise her vibration high enough to connect to the other side. She has the ability to give information about the past, the present, or even the future, and deliver messages from the other side. We love Sati Chappell, and she has a very big pool of followers. And now we are so excited that she continues giving her services no matter where you are, no matter where she is. So for readings and a little free small something, contact her at seekingdivinity.com. Also follow her on Facebook and follow her page, Seeking Divinity on Facebook. And now let's bring Sati for a little something extra for this show on February. Hello, Sati, how are you?
I am well, thank you. Bonjour, mes amis. That means hello, my friends. How are you, Miss Claudia?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Missing you, but happy that you are still here with me every month. So I'm so lucky.
Aw, yeah, I miss everybody back in the States, that's for sure. But I'm not going to lie, I'm having so much fun here, too. It's just really, really a lovely place to be. You know, when we started to come into the show today, I asked the guides if they had anything that they really wanted to put out there. And I make it open, like, it can deal with this week, it could deal with this month, it can deal with this year, the planet, whatever. They literally have the entirety of the spectrum from which to pull from in order to answer my question of what would you like to say to all of the wonderful listeners that have tuned in today and will tune in the future listening to the recording of the show. And what they said for this time, which, in the future will apply in some ways, but really it's for this time, so it kind of pays to listen live sometimes, but anyway, it will still apply in the future, just maybe not quite as deeply as it does now. But they're saying that for this time, really, really begin to hone your perception and your perceptional abilities. There is a new energy that is coming to the earth these days. This energy comes from what I call the inner realms. And that doesn't necessarily mean the inner realms of your own being. This means the inner realms or the higher realms of existence. So beyond what this earth resides in, beyond that realm, to some of these other realms that perhaps forge our own. And so they're saying, really begin to hone your perception. The ability to be psychic, the ability to understand kind of energy within yourself, the ability to apply it to yourself and to others. It's all starting to shift now. And perceptional ability is 9/10 of the game. I have met people that say, they can only get information on occasion, or they can never go out and get the information. It's only what falls in their lap. There seems to be a lot of different ideas or concepts as to how people are able to utilize some sense of the psychic ability or some sense of ESP or extrasensory perception. It's all different for every being. But all beings have the opportunity at this point in time to really heighten their awareness and to heighten their perceptional abilities because of these new energies that are coming to Earth from the inner planes at point in time. So they're saying, listen, set aside some time every day to just sit and listen. Trust your perception and try to detach emotionally. Sometimes our emotions can, cloud things or color things so that when we think that we're seeing clearly, later on we realize, no, it was colored a little bit by this perception or that idea or this emotion or that mental state or these thoughts or these energies or ideas from other people around us or our own energies and ideas, which we cannot seem to sometimes overcome. But if you really take the time every day, especially during the next couple of weeks, to sit down quietly, to tune in, to listen, to quiet all of these things, these judgments, these thoughts, these energies, and to really attempt to align with your own soul, to hear the voice of your own soul, or to feel the stirrings, because some of us don't hear, we feel. And some of us don't hear or feel, but we see. So by taking some time every day to tune in, we start to really make some headway in cleaning out or clearing out the Vishuddha chakra, which is the throat chakra. That's where all our gunk goes. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it that stands in the way of clear perceptual ability and psychic ability in particular, being able to get in touch with the other side. A lot of the work that needs to be done in order to be clear on an extrasensory perception level first takes place in the throat chakra. It's interesting because I can remember one time when I sat quietly. I was living in North Carolina at the time, which is where Claudia is at this moment. And I was out in my backyard, and I started to feel like I was descending into the earth, but not very far, maybe just a couple of feet down into the dirt. And I saw this earthworm. And all of a sudden, I was that earthworm. I knew what it felt like to be that earthworm. I could feel the energy of it. I could feel its outer layer of skin as it rubbed the dirt that was around it as it moved. I could feel kind of the funkiness, the strangeness of the movements and how the different ends of the worm moved independently in different ways from each other and from the middle of the worm itself. I could sense this drawing in of nutrients from the soil, from the air that actually is in the dirt itself, and the moisture and this coolness of the soil. It was actually pretty fantastic. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not one for earthworms. I don't look at an earthworm and go, ooh, what a beauty, like Steve Irwin used to do with all those crazy animals back in the day, right? I kind of look at earthworms and I'm like, kind of yuck, right? But I had to place all of that aside in that moment. It wasn't my intention to experience this sensation of being an earthworm. It just was where my meditation, my guides, my soul took me for that moment. And it taught me something really profound. How much more an earthworm really experiences and senses everything around it. And, kind of as we've gone into our technological portion of our existence as humans, we kind of lost some of that ability to really sense and feel. We used to, as a species, be able to tell when rain was on the wind. It wasn't even in our realm yet. I mean, we couldn't see a cloud in the sky, but we could sense it coming. And those kind of things don't happen anymore because the skin has kind of lost its sensitivity and the underlying inner perception that can come through the skin. So this experience was really, really unique and so profound for me in so many ways. And it kind of pushed me past my yuck phase of the earthworms. And I had to also be able to, let those concepts of yuck go so that I could experience that and all that it taught me in the few seconds that I was able to experience it. So I invite you to really sit down and to play with creating a new sense of clarity by clearing out all of these judgments and these ideas from others, things that you have been conditioned to believe through time or through experience or through other people or through just, life in general, and to learn to see beyond that, right? To see into what actually is instead of what we think is. So to as they say in yoga, to learn to experience or view the real. So that's the message the guides wanted to give. We have a time right now, the next couple of weeks, where because of the alignment of the planets and the inner planes that are sending us this energy to Earth, we have the opportunity to really make some huge leaps forward on the throat chakra clearing level and on the opening the Ajna chakra, which is the third eye. So, take some time to do that. Enjoy your soul. Commune with it. See what happens. That's all they had to say.
Wow, and that is lovely. Yeah, let's take an opportunity, right? It just takes a couple of minutes a day. And it shouldn't be a chorus. It should be something that you want to do. So let's see how we do next month when you come back and you ask us, did you do your homework? Did you took an opportunity to get into your perception? And let's hope everybody here we say, yeah. So with that, are we ready for our first Take My Call user?
Absolutely, I would love to. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going with Mary. Mary, welcome.
Hi, Sati. I don't know if you remember me. I've talked with you for a good year and a half at least on Claudia's show, and I'm so excited to be with you again. I've asked you this before, and things have changed over the last while, but I really want to know my former partner, Joe, we have started being friends again and seeing each other occasionally as just for lunch or something, but he's still got that filled up. But I want to know if we are going to get back together, what the future holds for us, if anything's going to happen, or what's going to happen with him and me, I guess is my main question, is what's going to happen with us.
Okay, sounds good. Let me look at you and Joe here for a second. It's interesting because kind of some of what I was just saying applies to the situation. Sometimes we have to move beyond our judgments and our concepts and our ideas of what we think actually exists so that we can see what really does exist. And I'm going to say that with Joe, that's kind of something he is going through. He has some ideas in his mind of who you are and who the two of you are together. He likes some of those things, and he doesn't always like some of those things, to be honest. And so he is working at moving beyond those perceptions, those ideas, those concepts and judgments to see what actually is now. And it may be hard to see that. And the reason I say that is because, like the earthworm, Joe moves kind of slowly. He's not quick to change. He takes his time, then he mulls things over, and then, he makes some decisions, and then he, a little while later implements them. So he really takes his time. And that's how I see him working with this revamping of your relationship, is that it's just going to take time, honey. And I do see the two of you getting back together, and I do see it as being something that is very happy. I do see it as being different for both of you, though. I can see you being happy with it in a little bit more of an open, free-flowing kind of a way, and I can see him as still struggling with the old confines, even after you guys kind of rekindle the fire. So it's just a process with him. And the only thing that I would say is call for patience. lots of patience. And I have to tell you, you cannot call for patience to exist. No, that doesn't work because that's the exact opposite, right? So when you call for patience, you have to learn like kind of be patient for when it arrives. But yeah, that will help you to just kind of relax into it a little bit more and to allow things to flow as they're going to flow. But, you know, I do believe that the two of you are going to get back together, and it's not going to be a whole lot of time. You know, I can see you guys together in the summer, for example, of 23, so this summer coming up, as early as May, maybe as early as late April, and, you know, starting things new and could actually even be March. I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to say because I judge things by the seasons. I gauge them by the feeling of the seasons. And like Claudia said, if the groundhog sees things taking just a little bit longer than what they're supposed to, then, you know, that kind of can throw things into question. But to my look, it's, you know, early April, early May, maybe mid-May at the latest. And, you know, I see that you guys feeling like, okay, we're starting this, we're trying this, we're going to work it out, it's all good, we're okay. So, you know, just kind of trust in that and see where it takes you.
Okay. Well, that kind of tells me that yes, we yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. I had a bad connection. I'm feeling good then that we're going to be together. And I have another question. I get two questions. My other question is I want to move in with him, but I have an application in for another apartment. I really want to get out of the apartment that I'm in. And I'm wondering if I just need to be patient and stay in this apartment that I'm in and hope that I will get to move in with him, or should I go ahead and try to move somewhere in the near future here?
Well, now, again, we just talked about how he moves so slowly. So the concept of you moving in with him when you are not technically in a love relationship with him, that's putting the cart well in front of the horse, right? So you're a couple years down the road. I'm not kidding. So that means that it would be better for you to move into a different place on your own and to allow things to progress at their own pace. I can understand why you want to leave where you're at, and I agree with you. I think it's a good idea for you to leave where you're at. But, you know, you cannot even think about moving in with him for several years. And I'm talking at the very least 3, and that's like being optimistic. Because he's going to continue to move slowly, honey. That's never going to change. That's his internal makeup. That is who he is. So if you really want to embrace this concept of patience, then you need to just kind of take things on your own, do things on your own, plan on your own, and allow things to develop as they will, independent of you having a need of him or of something he can offer.
Oh. So I want to know if I got this straight. We're going to be back together by the summer, but I'm not going to move in with him for a couple years or so, even though we're going to be together.
You got it.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. So moving, there's apartments across the street called the Villas. They're senior apartments, and that's where I've applied. Well, do you see me moving in there or somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come through, and I don't know that that's the best place for you. I think that you need to look a little bit more around the area at some other options. I think that option of the villas is going to be a little too expensive for you in the long run. So it would be better for you to choose something a little less expensive that maybe is not quite as near as to where you're at right now, but will provide you the opportunity to save a little bit more money every month.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so very, very, very much. I'm very grateful, and I'm very happy to know that I'm going to be with Joe again. Thank you.
Yay! I'm happy to be able to say it. Good luck with everything, and I send you all my best. Thank you for calling again, Miss Mary, and putting your trust in me.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate you and very grateful. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so the switchboard is giving me a little issues. I'm getting stuck, but well, now we're back. Okay, so I have a question for you. You want to go all the way to California, New York, Connecticut, Virginia? You want to take Mexico? Where do you want to go?
Let's do California next. That came up immediately.
So we're going to go to Donna in California.
Hi, Claudia. Hi, Sati. This is Donna. How are you?
Hey, Donna. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. I think you're wonderful. What I wanted to ask you is...
Thank you.
Excuse me. I have visions, and about a year ago I had a vision of a nun standing over me, and then 4 months ago I had a vision. It was like a tunnel rolling, and there was a man rolling, and he had black and white robes on, and then he was right in front of me, and it lasted for like maybe a half a minute. Beautiful face, little long hair. And then I had another vision 2 days ago in the morning, and it's a tall man in white robes with white hair. Do you know what to tell me? Because, unless I can do mental telepathy, I don't really know why. But I feel something's good coming in for me because I don't think I would be seeing all these visions.
Oh, I love how you said that. Okay, so Donna, the rolling tunnel is part of that third eye opening that I was speaking of earlier in our show with the Ajna Chakra, which is the one right between the eyebrows. It's actually a little above the eyebrows. But anyhow, that oftentimes is how people experience the opening of that chakra and being able to then view beyond that to psychically see other dimensions or other times, other experiences. So, yeah, that's wonderful. It sounds to me like your third eye is opening beautifully. And, the fact that you're seeing your guides, your master teachers, that's another thing that's involved with this. Now, it's interesting to note, I don't always see on a visual level mine. I hear them, I feel them, I talk to them. They will drop like books worth of information in my head sometimes all at one time, and then I have to sort it out, which is always fun. But I don't always see them. So it's interesting that you are visually seeing your guides. Now, the guy with the white and the black robes is a saint, and he's a saint from the 16th century, and I suggest that you start looking at saints from that time frame and see if you can find his image, because you should be able to look him up, right? And that would be like so much fun for you. I think that if you come across this picture and you go, oh my God, that's the dude, that would be seriously fun. So But I also want to say he's here to help serve your heart. He's here to help you open your heart in a safe way. And that safe way is being completely emphasized at this point in time, because in the past, when you've opened your heart, you've really kind of put yourself out there, and sometimes out there in front of buses that are heading at you at 90 miles an hour. So, like, putting yourself out there is great. Putting yourself out there on the highway, especially like the 405, not a good plan. So, learning how to open your heart, then in a very safe way, to where you're not going to get run over or taken advantage of or bowled over by all of these other energies that you will experience as you open your heart. But that means a whole world of difference, right? So, the earthworm is this wonderful open creature that can sense all of these physical things, but you have more ability than that. So you're more empathic. You can sense a lot of emotional stuff. And when you open your heart without the proper boundaries, you as an individual find that you get bowled over by too much, like an overload, a sensation of all of these energies around you. And you just have to learn boundaries. It doesn't mean you close your heart. It means that you work with the boundaries that you set so that your heart can remain open, but not so overstimulated to where you can't process everything.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, that's what happens. Overloaded, and then I can't process it all. And when this saint came into my vision, I was feeling a lot of sadness, unbearable sadness in my heart because I'd lost my nephew. And then he appeared, and then that alleviated a lot of the sadness in my heart. So, yeah, I was so, happy for that.
Well, that's sometimes what a guide does. Not always. There must be some kind of caveat that you have allowed him to be able to help you in that way and to remove some of these emotions. And it may be that once you see who this is, that then again it clicks and you go, oh, well, that makes total sense as to why I'm able to have him help me in this way. But, that's kind of like your journey. So I really don't want to take any of it from you, but please go and look up the 16th century saints, see if you can find his picture, his description somewhere, and look at not just image, because sometimes you see more of the true self, not always the exact image. So let him help guide you, because you will notice that you get certain sensations, certain understandings, certain feelings when he's around, and that will definitely be relayed in the little description of what this saint is about and who they were as an individual before sainthood and what kind of miracles they did in order to gain sainthood, blah, 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 right? So just let that and that adventure open up for you, because I think you're going to really have a good time with it.
Oh, I'm going to do that right now. Thank you so much. It all resonated so much with me. I'm so glad I spoke to you.
Thank you.
I'm glad too. I'm glad that your guys were like, no, take this call in California next. So, all right, Donna, thanks for calling.
Okay, so now you want to take a chat room question. You want to go Virginia, New York, Connecticut, another California, or Mexico? Oh, Georgia then. It just popped out. Someone from Georgia too.
I'm hoping that we can get to all of them, but let's go to Virginia next, please. That's the next one that's calling out to me. Thank you.
Okay. Laura, welcome to see you.
Hello.
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 How are you, Laura?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, well, so I'm just wondering what you see as far as career goes for me.
Okay. So you want to help people. And, you can be very shrewd in a positive way. I don't want you to take that in the negative way. A shrewd individual can kind of cut through to the hardest things, can see to the hardest things, and can be pretty clear with people in a hopefully non-threatening way, usually in a non-threatening way with you. That kind of thing can be very helpful. Have you been, with what I'm thinking of, give me just a second, have you been working with nursing or medical or psychological or anything along those lines?
Yeah, so I'm a Sagittarius, so exactly what you said hit the nail on the head, totally. So I'm very blunt, but I come from love, so there's that. And then also, yes, I've been told that I'm a natural counselor, guidance type of person.
Right. So, okay. So, the question is then, is that something that you want to do? Because we always have free will. We have abilities that we incarnate with. And, the beautiful thing is that we get to choose, right? It's like we come into a house that has a garden that has, let's say, 10 or 15 different flowers in it, and we get to pick the flowers that we really want to work with. So is that something that you would really like to work with? Because you would be really good at it.
Oh, I absolutely. I have tried to get some jobs like that. I have my bachelor's, but I don't have my master's, and a lot of those jobs require that. Plus, I have been in the schools for a long time, and I haven't really worked, like had a real job, if that makes sense to you. So I'm a little lacking on my resume. Absolutely. I understand that completely. Have you ever thought of doing something along the lines of mediation, and especially for youth mediation? That really resonates. That comes up so strongly that would be something that you would really love doing. The ability to help young people to really get their needs met in a big way. Like I'm talking mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, everything, right? That would really float your boat. There's, of course, the dark side of that. And that dark side is having to hear some of the stories that some of these these kids have gone through. But, if you can manage that, which with some Sagittarians, they can manage it, and some Sagittarians can't. It depends on who they are. I think that you can. It's just a case of sometimes getting there. Like maybe in the beginning, not so much, but it's something that you can learn to do. Boy, if you could do that, it would be such a rewarding career. You would really, really love it, and you would feel like you're actually making such a difference in the world. And that's all that you want. You just want to help, You're saying exactly. Now, I've really tried to break into that, and for whatever reason, it's not working. And so I'm just wondering, am I doing something wrong? Will I end up doing that? Do you see any type of timeline? I'm a little bit like
it's just timing, honey. Okay. Sometimes it's just timing. So, what you can do is you can start in maybe the lower levels of it. Now, this sounds stupid, okay, but just play with me for a moment.
No, it doesn't.
Like as a receptionist in the office of a mediator, right? So you see what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you have to start kind of at the bottom rung of the ladder and at least you can climb the ladder you want to climb because you're even at the bottom, you're at the bottom rung, but, at least you are on that ladder, that particular ladder that's going to take you exactly where you want to go. And, having a bachelor's is going to definitely get you in the door to do that kind of thing. So what it does is it doesn't provide you a whole lot of money, and that's kind of the problem. So your guides are saying that if you can find a way to do some night courses or online courses that you can do off hours while you're, moving in this direction, because it's all about timing for you, honey. Let me tell you, I want you to look back at your life. Everything for you has had to do with timing. And it's funny, with you, it works when the timing is right. But if that timing is not right, it doesn't matter what you do, it's just not going to work. So trust that, right? Trust your process, trust your path, trust your soul, and, get yourself in on the smallest rung of the ladder that you can possibly attain. And with what, skill set you already have and what you've already learned, learn the rest, move into the next stage, and allow this to unfold before you, because what you learn on the way is going to change everything, and it might even change how you interact with these young kids. And sometimes in the future, there's a possibility that it can even change how mediation is done itself by your work, by your hand, by your experience and your understanding of what is actually needed. So, honey, I'm handing you that empowerment from your guides right now. Go run with this ball. It's a great ball.
Okay. Thank you so much. You just hit everything on the head. I mean, you came right. You were absolutely right on everything. I want to tell you, I'm going to start to volunteer at a shelter next week, a homeless shelter that deals with homeless kids and families. So I hope that will be a ladder that maybe I can hang on to,
You just gave me goosebumps. That's fabulous. Great job knowing where it is that you need to go and where you need to start so that you can get the foot in the door and start moving on your way. I love it. Nice job.
I just hope it works out there. So that's good. Okay. God, thank you so much. I just needed this so much today. I really, really, really thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Have a great day.
Wow. Good job, Sadie. Okay, so now you want to go to Connecticut, to California, New York, Mexico, or Georgia?
Mexico.
Okay, let's bring Nori.
Hi, Santi. How are you?
Hey, Nori. How are you, honey?
Fine,
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. I just came back from Cabo. I stayed there 3 months, and I came back to Cuernavaca again. And I want to know what's the new message you have for me here in Cuernavaca.
First off, congratulations that you got to spend 3 months in Cabo. I know there's a lot of people out there right now that's feeling just a little bit jealous of you. But secondly, I didn't understand the question that you were asking. Can you ask it again, please?
Okay. I was in Cabo. I receive a lot of love, energy, and I heal a lot of things in me. Now I feel different.
Good.
I came back to Cuernavaca where my family lives. And I want to know what's new in Cuernavaca for me, or why the energy takes me back here. What I have to do here.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so we've got a couple of things going here. One is with your father and one is with you.
Okay.
With your father,
I have a healing with him. It was awesome. And I feel completely different.
my feelings I'm not. I feel love with him. I could change my perception about him, and I feel very happy to be here with him again.
I love that. Wonderful, wonderful work, Miss Nori. Good girl. So you still have to do a little bit of work around the past life you had with him when he was your mate, your spouse, right? But you have done a lot of work on it, and that's great. So that's part of why you're there. Part of also why you're there and doing this work is so that you can create a relationship in the now. You have a new relationship coming to you, and that's part of why you are there, so that you have the opportunity to find this person. I don't want you to look for them. They will. You guys will meet. That's just how it goes. But by completing this work with your father, when he was your spouse, it clears the path so that this new relationship can come in and you can have the love relationship that you've been calling for, because you've really been asking for a lot. You've really been asking for a new love relationship in your life to come, and somebody that you can really share your time with and be happy with. And you've been putting a lot of energy into that. So this is the universe saying, we heard that, and we're going to help you work on that.
No, that's awesome. That's a good news.
That is very good news. That's what happens when we do the work that we're supposed to do. When, sometimes the guides will say, hey, do this job, and it doesn't matter whether it's coming through me or through your dreams or through somebody else, but when that information comes and people do that, so often the best things happen afterwards, because they're open. They've cleared all of the gunk, like what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Being able to clear out the stuff in the throat chakra that stands in the way to your ideal life.
Mm-hmm. It was very surprising.
So Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We have a little bit of a delay.
No,
but yeah, so your trip to Cabo you did a great job in Cabo, really working on a lot of the stuff, and the universe is agreeing that it's ready, you're ready, and so, a love relationship gets to come. And you're just finalizing a few things with your father to help open the path for that. So it's a good year for you, Nori.
Okay, and in my professional, what's new in there? I'm doing the same things I had been doing before I went to Cabo, and I'm happy with that too, but I want to open new things. So where could be a good way to open new things for me?
Well, I would love to answer this, Nori, but I feel like we have other people that need to have some of their questions answered, and we're kind of running out of time. Is there some way that we can look at this another time?
That's a very good answer. The other people also, it's an answer for me. So let's go to the other people.
Okay.
Thank you, Nori.
Okay, well, good. Thank you, Nori. Thanks for your understanding.
Okay, so now we have Connecticut, we have California, or New York, or Georgia.
Let's do Connecticut, please.
Okay, Amla is here.
Hi.
Hi. What is your name?
How are you, Sati?
I'm good. What's your name?
Good.
It's
Amla. You've talked to me before. We've had a reading.
Oh, Amla. Hey, how are you, honey?
Good, good. So I know you're running out of time, so I'll just get to the point. I'm actually interested in this person named Gary, and I'm just wondering, do you see us, it's kind of like, I guess, the first caller, do you see us getting together, and when might that be, as far as a relationship is concerned? I know there's interest, both parties.
Right. Well, definitely you have some strong magnetism that exists between the two of you. I think that the two of you are kind of like, you ever watch like those Hallmark movies, those like love Hallmark movies? They crack me up because they follow a very strict pattern, right? The girl meets the guy that she's going to be with, but they don't quite get on. They tend to, be like at odds. They tend to have some kind of problem they have to get over, and then they're good. It always is the same. So it kind of cracks me up. My sister-in-law loves movies. But anyway, so it's kind of like that with you and Gary, right? You've got this really strong magnetism between the two of you, but you have a few things that you have to kind of clear out of the way because, of course, that's part of our conversation today. It's been a theme. So, you're going to get to clear that stuff out, and then you'll have a good time with Gary. And, it looks to me like it's going to take a little while, though, like you're going to dance this dance where you come close together and then you kind of go apart a little bit and then you come close together again, like a Hallmark movie. So don't be surprised, be worried. And it comes together, everything kind of comes together more along the lines of fall. So between fall, you're kind of dancing. You're dancing. But see, for you, fall, there's so much that's going to come together. Like in fall for you, it's again almost like what I said to not the last caller, but the one before, where it's a matter of timing. So we're just kind of waiting for all of these things, these coins that have been tossed into the air to land. That's all about timing. And so, you've got a lot of good things coming, but they're coming in the fall, honey.
Got it. But you do see it
now and then.
Yes, between now and then.
I do. I think that you have a really great opportunity with this guy, and you're going to dance.
Okay. And just the last thing, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Between now and then, what? What were guides telling you?
You're going to dance. You're going to dance. So when I see that, it looks to me like, we're doing well. Oh, well, now we're not doing so well. Oh, well, we came up with this issue. Oh, well, now everything is great. And, kind of this dance back and forth, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes. It's true. It's been happening for a year. I met him a year ago. It makes me laugh.
Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Yes. It's been, and now what's the gap? It's been a gap for like 5 months or so. So it doesn't surprise me that you said that, but I can't shake them off, and there's a reason why. We're meant to be. It's where the cards fall and divine timing, as you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Thank you so much. That's
all right.
So
well,
helpful.
Thank you.
God bless.
You're welcome, Ms. Amla. Good to talk to you again.
And one more person. So let's go to New York.
Great.
Vince.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm living in fear right now. That's why I called. So I started a job in November, and I'm still at it. They train me. It's to do with manufacturing medical products for like insulin injection, stuff like that. And I was supposed to move into my role by now, but they're keeping me back because I'm not. There's a couple of things I'm not learning as quick as others, and I'm not learning it as quickly as I need to. So I'm just wondering at this point if they're going to give up on me and just fire me, or if they're going to continue working with me.
I see. Okay. No worries. Hold on. So, there's some stuck energy around you. And it feels to me like how do I want to say this? It's like you really do want to work from this position. You're giving it your all as far as trying to learn as quickly as you can. But at the same point in time, there are other things that are interesting you. And so you're kind of coming across as your attention is divided. If you start working a little bit more with focus, you start working with a product maybe called ginkgo biloba or cola, either one of those. They're vitamins. They're nothing big that you have to worry about, but they're the herb end of vitamins. They can help the mind to focus a little bit more so that there's less distraction. But, that's the mental side of things. The stuck energy side, this is past life. This is 3 consecutive past lives where you have tried to make something happen for yourself that would put you in a good position to really move forward in your life. And for whatever reason, I'm saying it this way, give me a moment, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. And that is this stuck energy. So this is what I want to say. When these cycles keep coming up, these patterns, even if you personally can't relate to it as who you are in this lifetime, and you have to kind of take my word for it that you've done this dance 3 other times before, but when they keep coming up like that, it tells me that you have a window of opportunity. You can either succumb to that again and have everything, kind of shut down again, or you can push through it. So this is what I really would like you to do if you could. You need to find somebody, and you're in New York, so you've got a great opportunity. There's a lot of people there. Find somebody legit, not somebody who's just going to take your money. But you need to find somebody who's going to be a bit of an energy worker and is going to help move you through some of this. Now, this could be an acupuncturist, or this could be somebody that does like serious energy work, like house clearing or energy clearing or aura clearing or karma clearing, that kind of thing, right? But this is an issue that you've had multiple times, and I don't really want you to carry it forward anymore. I would rather you kind of have this be a buck stops here type of a thing. And you can actually make that your mantra that, no, the buck stops here. I am going to change this energy. I'm ready to move forward. That is your best mantra right there. I'm ready to move forward. Easily, I'm ready to move forward. Clearly, I'm ready to move forward now. Any of those will do a great job for you. And again, you still need to see somebody to help you move this, to help you shift this energy. If I knew somebody to recommend to you, I would. Maybe Claudia does. She deals with a lot of different people, more so than I. But, yeah, that would really help you out big time. And you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I mean, the legit person isn't going to charge you a gazillion dollars to get the job done. Start working with some of that. Ask that the past life information come to you so you can see it, maybe in dreams or in meditations or what have you, so that you understand why you have been in this stuck space. And always right before a big life change or a big opportunity in a career or job situation comes along that can change your life and help you out in a big way. That's where you need to go.
Okay. But do you see them keeping me or letting me go?
Great question. I think they're going to struggle with you a little bit.
Okay.
So, in other words, it's not that they're going to dump you, and it's not that they're going to out and out keep you. They're going to kind of dance with you. I've said that a couple of times today. They're going to kind of, you know, try to work with you, try to get this figured out, try to get this taken care of. But, you know, I mean, some of it is the focus stuff, but some of it is this energy that you just have had a hard time moving beyond, honey. So I'm just suggesting try to find new ways around this so that you can stay at this position, because I'd like to see you stay there. I think it would be good for you.
Yeah, it's a great company, a great position. They've helped me out a lot, and they are working with me. So I'm just living in fear right now because I am getting things, but a lot slower than others. But it's all starting to come to me now that I am starting to understand. But it's a very complicated process, and there's a lot to learn. It's very overwhelming. So.
Yeah, I understand, but this would be a really great opportunity. So again, start working with your focus. Look up different ways that you can improve your focus and your memory, your retention. And then, you know, do that on your off hours. and you know, I just give yourself the time. Don't give up on yourself. Okay?
Okay.
They won't give up on you as long as you don't give up on you. All right?
Yeah, so far they haven't. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your input.
You're very welcome. Good luck with everything.
Thanks. Oh, by the way, how much do you charge for a reading?
All of that information is on my website, Seeking Seeking, like you're looking for, seekingdivinity.com. And you know what? I'm happy to try to work something out with you, because I could very easily look at that information on a past life level for you. No problem.
Okay.
I can't shift the energy for you. That's not my forte, but I can easily look at it and help you to understand it. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
You're very welcome. Good luck with everything.
So again, that is seekingdivinity.com. Check in there, see all services, her contact information. Also in the description of the show, you can find contact information. You can private message Sati on Facebook, and she's great responding. So thank you, everybody, for being here with us. Sati, is there anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, you know, one thing, my contact information as far as the phone number listed on the website has changed. Actually, that number is ended, and I haven't found my new number yet. So the only way people can really contact me is either off of Facebook and or email on my website. So, you know, please don't hesitate to email me. The phone number, though, that ain't going to work. So I'm glad you asked me. You know, this is a time of renewal. We're coming into spring. Things are starting over again. We're all going to get a chance to move forward. You know, 23 is a great year for making it what you want it to be. So I encourage everyone to approach this year as almost like a blank slate. What do I want it to be? Not just in my own reality, but in the other reality. Like, how do I want my country to behave? How do I want my representatives to behave? How do I want things to happen? Do I want the economy to get better? What do I want? Like, this is a kind of a blank slate year. It's a year of creation. So start creating what you want, both for yourself, your loved ones, if they will allow it, and if you're not taking over their energy, their ideas, their wants, and put out there in the world what it is that you would like to see happen in the world. Positive, please, only, on a positive level, right? This is a time of renewal. We're coming into spring, and there's a lot of energy that is going to be supportive of all of this. So take advantage of that, everyone, okay? That's all I have to say. Thank you so much
for tuning in again in this February call. I hope to have you guys all tune in again next month, the first Friday of March. I can't wait to speak with you again. Thank you so much, Miss Claudia. Always a pleasure, honey.
Thank you, Sati. Goodbye.
Au revoir.